Hello and welcome to what's the YouTube video number 2. I have many videos on my Facebook page, which is the pinfold model railway. If you look that up and join my Facebook page, you'll have a look at the videos that I've done. Now, it's been quite a while since my last one, and I've come quite a long way. As you can see, it still has the temporary roof, which we will sort out in the spring, because obviously it being winter, it's been too wet, too cold, and I've put a very good temporary roof on it. This is last, there's plastic under that as well, and it's been as dry as anything. I've been keeping an eye on it. Yes, we now enter the model railway shed. Dun, dun, dun. So we go in, as you see, it's a lot different to the last video. In the last video there was basically just hollow walls of the outside skin, which you could see, and that was just being gloss painted white. Now since then, I'm sorry I haven't done any videos, so I've done a few on Facebook, but there is some lovely walls and a nice ceiling. As you see, I'll pan round here. Yes, there we are. Lots of nice blue and lovely gloss white ceiling. I've done it gloss white to reflect light, and obviously there's the windows. Now, so what I've done is I have inside these lovely walls, between the OSB ball, which is on the outside, I have put the Sealatech 50mm insulation, and that was put in all the panels all round and in the ceiling. I have then got 9mm MDF, which is this sort of thickness here, and I have screwed all that onto the outer to make the inner wall. Now I know there are issues with damp, but I am on a budget, and I know what everyone's going to say. People are going to say, oh, you should use marine ply, da da da, all the rest of it. This shed is going to be heated. It is going to be heated eventually from anything below 3 degrees down all the time. So if the temperature drops, I'm going to have a 6-foot Dimplex barrel heater, which is 250 watts to use, and that will keep the worst of the cold off. This does really well. Once it's warm, it is now so well insulated, it keeps us lovely and toasty and warm. So that was me shutting the door. Now, so then we put the MDF, as I say, on the walls and on the ceiling, as you can see. I've gloss whited the ceiling because I think it reflects the light better, and I want it well lit, and it is really nicely lit in here. When I put the MDF walls on, it was really dim and yucky, but now I've painted it. I used the Shaggy Dog paint on the walls, and that looks really nice. And then I used Leyland gloss white and undercoat from B&Q, which is, as I say, everything's been done at a budget, but I've tried to do it in a way that I keep things cheap, but at the same time it's well done. It's done to a good standard, and I am still really chuffed with this little shed. So if we now go down, I've also now built the baseboard. Once again, this was done as cheaply as I can, so big and heavy, but it is good enough for me to sit on. I can actually sit and jump up and down. I could bring one of the kids out and they could run along this bench, and it will not go anywhere. Built it out of this, the cheap as chips would, and at the moment this is going for £2.10 for a 5 foot and 2,400mm long and it's £2.10p at home base at the moment, which is cheaper than Wicks. Most of the stuff's coming from Wicks. All the MDF came from Wicks. That was £11 a sheet. I think I bought 11 sheets, and out of them 11 sheets it's done all the walls, all the ceilings, and it's done the baseboards. Now I know there are issues with the baseboard about nailing railway. I've just laid a little bit out there just to get an idea. And I got all this, my lovely darling wife bought me this for Christmas. I know there's some issues about drilling the, about putting nails into MDF, but I've decided I'm going to deal with that one way or another, probably by drilling a little hole with a tiny little drill first, just so that the nail starts its way through, and we'll see how that goes. I mean, you know, I haven't done everything right, nothing's perfect in this world, but again, this MDF is nice and cheap, and I think this shed's going to be plenty dry enough. I don't think it's going to suffer with damp. I haven't seen any samples of any issues. We've had temperatures down to -4 outside, and it's been raining and it's wet and yucky, and you know, it's stayed lovely and dry in here. Down there I have a nice laminate floor. Again, that was cheap, and I've used this foil here. Bought this for £9.99 a roll, and I've used 2 rolls, and I've done the door, and I did all underneath the laminate flooring. The laminate flooring was then the cheapest chips one from B&Q. It came to about 30 quid to do the floor, and I'm quite happy with that. It just gives it something a bit nicer. And as I say, here is the baseboard, which goes all the way around there, the leg there, and around. So we will be soon into laying railway. What I'm going to do near the door, just bend back a bit so you see here, is create either a lift up bit or a lift out area to complete the circuit, but obviously I want access to the door. So yes, we are getting there, and next at the minute I'm just sorting out a heater for in here. Nothing special, just a little fan heater. I think that'd be adequate. A barrel heater for when it gets cold, but I probably won't do that this winter. I'll probably leave that until next winter, because there's not really anything in here to worry too much about. Obviously when there's trains in here it'd be a bit different. And an LED strip light, haven't decided which one, but I will be having an LED batten light, and I've just had a quote, well, I had an electrician round to do a quote to fit out the electrics. Pain in the bum, because I love doing everything myself. I especially like doing electrics, but it's, I think I said in my last video, it is housing association, and they need a Part P certificate. So with the new laws, everything else, I'm having an electrician do it. He's going to quote me for him doing the work, and then he's also been very kind in saying that he'll quote me just to sign it off if I decide to do it myself. But then, as he warned, if there's anything wrong, he has to come back and he has to say, you know, no, I've done that wrong, and it could end up costing me more money. So with the new 17th edition rules as well. So there's all lots of things to think about. But as I say, I think I've created a lovely shed. I'll try and do far more YouTube videos now, but as I say, what you can do is you can have a look online on Facebook, the Pinfold Model Railway Shed. You are very welcome to join that. Now also, I'll show you just quickly this beautiful, brilliant tool. This has built the whole shed. This Arbor impact screwdriver I have bought from Screwfix, and I have to say it is fantastic. 75 quid I think it was when I bought it. Comes with two 18 volt 2 amp hour lithium batteries. Takes about an hour and a half to charge, 2 hours, and it's fantastic. I have built this whole shed using that. I've hardly done any pilot holes whatsoever, and if I can just find it, which I suspect I can't, just things always vanish. I know where they are. Right, I also bought, for doing the walls, I bought this little fitting, which is brilliant. That goes in that. I can use the impact driver with that, no trouble at all. And that's what I've used to countersink and drill, so you do it all in one go. And I've done that on the baseboard, and I've done it on all the walls as well. So it's looks neat, looks tidy, and I'm looking forward to starting my model railway. Now, first thing I've got to do, this is going to be a DCC layout. I haven't got anything DCC at the moment. You can probably just make out down there my old H&M transformers from 20 odd years ago, showing my age. So the first thing I've got to do is I'm going to buy a controller. Now the controller I'm going to buy will probably be an ECOS Command Station 5200, I think it is. Now the reason I'm going to do this is I've seen so many people go out and buy, you know, when reading, watching videos, they've gone out and they've bought a ECOS, a Hornby Elite, or one of these cheaper ones, which even that, you know, you're looking at sort of £200. And then they find, oh, actually I want something a bit better, so they get rid of that, probably at a loss, and then they get the next one, and so on. Now the only one I really liked is the ECOS, because I love the way it works. It makes sense. You haven't got to remember numbers of locos, it's all pictured. You can have a picture of your own loco, and it also maps out your layout, so all your points can be controlled, and it is sensible. I find it the right way. It makes sense to me. I know there's certain laptops that do this job, but I just think to myself that I don't really want a laptop. I don't want a laptop powering. I think I want to still have that feel of a controller, and so the ECOS ticks all the boxes for me, but they're not cheap. £600 at the moment in Hattons. Hopefully I think I'm going to say to everyone, look, that's what I want. My 40th birthday is in May, so I'm going to work towards that. I will try and get some trains running in here before then, but obviously I'll wire the wiring as if it's going to be DCC, and just do basic circuits, you know, just a couple around. I'm going to have an elevated bit. I'm afraid I'm going to copy Mr. Dean Park and have an elevated wall all around the back. That give me, you know, an extra layer to the whole thing. So anyway, I've bored you enough, but as I say, do check out my Facebook page. Please come and join it. You're very welcome. We have lots of chats in there, and you can see pictures and videos of this shed from the very start. And I hope this is an insight to good things yet to come. It's very nice chatting to you, and speak to you soon. Bye bye.